So another thing we're going to go over is character combos here. So what a lot of people do when they're hitting you is they'll just do this. They'll just do the basic square circle combo. Right, but what a lot of people don't know is that there are actually 3 different versions of the combo that the character can do. They can do a down heavy, or they can do the launcher combo. So to do the launcher, all you gotta do is hold up on the stick you're using to move, so it means the L3, just hold up on that with your comboing. And then you got a launcher that goes into an air combo. And you got the down heavy. All holding down on the stick. You'll be able to knock them, do a hard knockdown on them. And there's actually an importance to do these different ones over the others. Let's say you're trying to awaken and your opponent simply is just rush you down and won't let you do it. If you're trying to get distance, the best way to do that would just be to do a normal combo because it knocks them away. And now you've got enough room to awaken. Another reason you might want to knock an opponent away is, let's say you're low on chakra. This will give you enough space to build up at least a little bit of chakra so you can get back in the fight somehow. There's actually reasons why you might want to do the heavy knockdown combo. And the only reason I would do the heavy, the down tilt combo for the heavy knockdown is to apply pressure, because if you notice, this one doesn't knock them away, but keeps them right in front of you. So let's say your opponent is all the way out of chakra or has no substitutions left. Then at this point you want to keep the pressure up, so you don't want to knock them away. But then you're giving them distance to charge, and then you have to waste chakra chasing them. It's better to do this when they have no resources, because now they're back in your face and you keep pressure up. Now they're at the disadvantage when they get up and you have the advantage. You can keep hitting them without having to worry about chasing them down at all. Keep the pressure going. Keep it going on them. And now they're either having to use their last sub gauge or use more resources to get out of the situation. So when they're out of subs or when they're low on chakra, down heavy is the way to go. Now for the launching combo, the best time to do the launcher is when you want a little bit extra damage. Of course, go into an air combo. However, what a lot of people don't know, or good players would do, is this isn't guaranteed by doing this, because they can rebound by holding X. I'll show you that. You just flip down to the air immediately. But you can still get it. There's still a guaranteed way to get the air combo off. You just need to spend chakra and do a chakra dash. So you can still get it as long as you're willing to chakra dash. Even if they do that air recovery, they can't get away from it in time. But the most effective and best way to do that launching combo there, and good players do this all the time, is for guard damage. So let me show you what that looks like. Guard immediately in red. See there? The launching combo applies the most damage to a guard. Immediately went from blue to red. And only 2 combos, the guard is broken. So like I said, if you're doing the trick where you're doing this, do the launching combo. It's really good for messing up guards. One thing I do with Hinata a lot is just doing this. Easy guard break. So as you can see, launcher combos do the most damage to a guard. And with some characters, the longer the launcher combo is, the better. There are characters like Hashirama who can destroy someone blocking with their launching combo. And all you have to do for the launcher is holding up on the stick you're using to move, hold up on it and do the combo. And for the knockaway combo, just do the combo without holding anything. Just mash circle or whatever button you need to attack with. And for the heavy knockdown combo, you hold down on the stick. Now another thing you can do when you're attacking, or as combos go, is you can actually, at certain intervals depending on your character, you can do a short hop into an air combo. So I'll show you an example of what that looks like here in a second. Like that. A lot of characters can jump out of their combo and go into an air combo. So I'll give you, do it again. So right there are a couple examples of being able to do a combo starting off the ground, then being able to short hop into an air combo. And the reason that is so crucial is because unlike launchers, if you short hop into the air combo, there is no opportunity to rebound out of the combo because it's not a launcher. So it's a better way to go into an air combo without having to worry about your opponent flipping out of it, because you're not technically launching them by game standards. Those are important, and it's also a good way to get a little bit of extra damage out of your normal combo without having to launch it. So another thing I wanted to go over was knowing the importance of stuns, right? So what I mean is there are certain ways that when you hit the opponent, like the way they react to it, like the certain stagger they do is very crucial. It can open up more opportunity for damage. So I'll show an example here. So you see the part here where the Mecha Naruto is like stumbling on one leg right there. So whenever you see a stagger like this, there is an opportunity for an ultimate attack to be chained in, or an opportunity for a infinite combo. So I'll show an example of an ult right here. I'll give out to a couple examples. And that combo is true. That will work. Your opponent cannot block that. Because that stagger is one of the longest staggers in the game, and your opponent won't be able to block it. You guys see here, I have the computer set to block when damaged, so not able to block. So whenever they're like doing that stagger where they're on one leg, you are able to chain an ult there and it'll work, it will block it. Or some characters can do infinites from that type of thing. And all of that is guaranteed. And that ult does indeed combo. If you don't sub there, you will need an ultimate. And this is one of the reasons Itachi is, I think, the best character on the game, because he's got 4 infinites and ult opportunities. So those are a couple examples of other characters having various stuns that lead them to ult. So basically, if your character has a combo that causes the opponent to stagger while they're on one foot, or if they have a combo where it sends them spinning in the air, that is an opportunity for an ultimate. And sometimes with very few characters, there's an opportunity for an infinite in those moments. That's just another way of, when you're in a battle, a way you can get some big damage when they're out of subs, a way you can force someone to sub, or if you're gonna do an ultimate jutsu, another proper way to do your ultimate jutsu, alright? So let's abolish this spamming stuff to apply all of those things with the movement, apply it with the sub tactics, and use those combos to get big damage. Some of them are easier than others, like the combos where they're staggering like this. It can be really hard to time the ultimate, so it definitely takes some practice. But characters like Sasuke and Madara's are a lot easier to do. I know a lot of people play those characters, so this is the main reason I chose those characters for these examples, so people can get better with those characters. Specifically, I have a template to work on. So I think the next thing I need to go over big time is ninja tools, because people do not use their ninja tools correctly. Most people will just do this. And nothing's wrong with that, but you can get so much more with your ninja tools for just using it properly. A lot of people watch my streams and see what I do with these ninja tools, and like they don't even know I can do that, or they find it very surprising. But these ninja tools used probably can really do some big damage or some big damaging opportunities. And ninja tools also help make a character be viable on top of the kit they already have. Having good ninja tools is important for a character's tier and viability. Even a weaker character can be somewhat decent just because of ninja tools. For example, the parachute kunai are okay. They're not my favorite ninja tool. But my way of using these tools usually is I'll like throw them out of the air. But the thing with those, they don't stun that long. So a really good way to use it mainly is when you're getting hit in the air. Like that. So it's a good way to get people off of you in the air, because I'll be honest, air combat is very ill. Like, the only thing you can really do is either time your dash correctly, or you can, when you sub, you can block. So that's about it. So air combat is not one of my favorite things to do. It's very rough on this game. So what I'll do is, similar to on the ground, I'll wait for them, I'll let them dash me, hit me, let them do their second chakra dash, and I'll sub and throw those at people. And they'll kind of just hit them in the air. And what you'll see that most people will try to do is they'll just do like one kick and then they'll fall to the ground, because they're not expecting to be thrown off like that. They're expecting a dash to hit you. So that's my main way to use them, is when I'm getting hit in the air, I'll throw them after I sub, and it'll just knock people out of the air, and then we'll have to go back to fighting on the ground. It'll reset the game back to the ground. But the air is not one of my favorite places to fight. It's very tricky and annoying to fight it. Another way you can use them obviously is doing that and dashing in. So I can do this is one of the tools people don't use correctly, but you can use them better by using them in the air and such. Here are some underrated ninja tools here. The green paper tag, the blue paper tag, the crimson paper tag, and the poison paper tag is items I think people do not use correctly at all. I played Storm a lot for a long time. I have a lot of matches And even amongst pro players, I never have seen anybody do this once. I've been the only one to do this. Every tag but the explosive paper ball one can be used for a combo reset and get some really big damage. I'm gonna show you one example here. I'm gonna do a normal combo, and then I'm gonna do it with the paper tags. Here we go. Okay, that's one combo, and I'm gonna show you it with the extension. Look at how much damage I got off just one tag reset. Just one reset. I'll do it again. That's almost a whole health bar with a launcher. And nobody really does that. Now, again, this depends on you learning your character. So again, it's the same logic with the ultimates and being able to do the jutsus in your combo. When they're hitting that stagger, then that's when you want to pair ball. That's when it'll hit, because if you don't know when they're stunned long enough for you to jump and throw it, they will be able to block it. So you gotta be careful of that. If you can do this, if you can do that in the combo and land it without it being blocked, you can throw a paper tag. If you can ult them or do a jutsu there, you can throw a paper tag. And they can lead to some very big damage. So really be killing when they fight to the line. They just do this. You only get 2 or 1 of these things, and the fact that people just waste them like that, when there's so much more you can do with it, is so disheartening to see, man. Another trick you can do with it. Right? You can throw it in the air. Same thing with the parachutes, except the tag is a lot more effective because it staggers them longer. And that's important because you can do this. Reset them right into a guard break. Now that doesn't look effective, but it is very tricky. A lot of people are not expecting that. And the best time to do that little trick there is obviously when you're getting hit in the air and you sub. Instead of dashing them, just sub, throw the tag in the air, then do a guard break. You can also do it in a combo like I just did here. And then get an ult. And I haven't even gotten to doing that reset with a jutsu yet. So as you can see, characters that have those, either the green one, the crimson one, or the blue paper tag can do some extended combos for a lot more damage than people usually get. All of those combos, by the way, with those resets, the best time you really want to do them is when your opponent is out of subs. Because when they're out of subs, that's like their best opportunity to go for big damage. So of course you want to do them then. I wouldn't recommend doing it when you have subs because you only get so many and you kind of want to save them. So don't just go around just doing this, please. Make the tools work for you. Now some characters don't have these tags. Like a lot of them, like Sasuke, he's got the parachutes and the explosive ones, so you can't really do that. So some characters can't do this, but for the characters that do, and a lot of them are like low tiers or like mid-tier characters, they come in quite handy if you do them off of a short hop like you can get a lot of damage off of them. Now you can't combo into an ultimate when you do it though, because when you do a reset like that, the game won't let you do it for some reason. So you can't do an ultimate, but you can still get some pretty good damage from normal jutsu, or just doing the basic combo. So when your opponent is out of subs, use these effectively to get some big damage. You can even chain into an ult. Now it's not a true combo, but your opponent really isn't going to expect stuff like that. I wouldn't really do a guard break after you use the tag them, because what most people don't understand is that when you do a guard break, your ultimates or your jutsus do less damage. So keep that in mind when you go for a guard break. Don't really do it. But speaking of guard breaks, the best time you want to do a guard break is when your opponent rushes your guard. Usually when they do this and you block them, most of the time they're going to try to punch you. Like a lot of people, when they hit your guard, they're going to try to attack even if you block it. And because the guard break pushes you back, it'll push you out of range as they're trying to hit you. Now, if they do a jutsu, if they dash at you and you block it, and they do this, they do a jutsu or an ult like that, or they just dodge to the side or even backflip, yeah, it won't work. But if you're fighting someone that rushes and hits your guard and they try to attack after, the moment you block their dash, do a guard break. It's one of the best time to do it. Because your opponent's so focused on hitting you, they won't expect to come out, and it'll usually beat your opponent trying to punch you in the face. Also, as I showed earlier, you can do it off of a paper bomb tag in the air. You do it then. It also works off the parachutes. Though you have to be a little more careful because there's a lot more room for your opponent to dodge it, because the parachutes don't hold them or stun them as long as the tags do, which is why you can't do this with the parachute. That doesn't work, even though it says it does. The health bar, they can still block it through because it doesn't stun them as much as the tags. Just to look at the stun difference. Just a flinch as compared to a full-on stun. Those are the effective ways you should be using your ninja tool. Don't be throwing them away. You only get them for 2 rounds. Don't let a match go by to where you haven't used these. If you're going to use them properly. Definitely use those tags and get some big damage. Use those guard breaks, like I said, when they bump into your guard, when you block your dash. Do it then. Most of the time it's going to hit. Or if you're fighting someone who's blocking a lot, when you rush them and you know they're waiting for you to hit their guard, you can do this. Cancel your dash and hit their guard. And you go for a quick ult. So there are some very strategic ways you guys can use your tools. And with that brings me to one of the last tools you can use. One of the most effective ways to use it are the explosive paper bombs and the paper bomb ball. So the difference with the paper tag is people that have the explosive paper bomb, you can't really stagger them because it just blows them or knocks them away, for example. Though soccer does have the other tags too. There are differences between the explosive tag ball and the tag itself. So the main thing is the distance between these two. One is, you notice that the paper bomb tag does not go as far. As far as it goes. And if you jump, it can go further. But not much further. Now the paper bomb ball can go a lot further than that. And then if you jump, double jump, it can almost reach the opponent. So that's the difference between these two items. Although you cannot reset with those items as easily, at all. You can't do a combo reset with those tags. There is an optimal way that I like to use them. One of my favorite ways to use it is in the air, because you guys know I hate the air so much. Right there. But if I'm the one who's getting hit in the air from them, stuck in the air struggle, I will wait for them to do a second dash like usual and sub once they've done their dash while they're open or vulnerable. Then I will sub and throw a tag. Because what's important about the tag is when you do it at that moment, even if your opponent subs by getting hit by the tag, they're gonna sub in place, and then they can't really dash at you again. Most people are not gonna dash at you again, or when they get hit by the tag, because the explosion is so quick, they're already gonna be flying away, and then they'll sub and they'll be far away from you to be actually able to dash at you again. Just like that. See how it knocks them down? You get the same thing with the ball. And usually, like I said, because they're going spinning like that, if they do sub, they're going to sub right back in place. And they probably aren't going to dash at you again, because they're not going to be locked in a struggle anymore. Or they'll be knocked so far away that when they do sub, it'll be too late. That's a good way to interrupt the air struggle, and that's how I like to use the paper ball and the paper tag, especially to get out of those weird air struggles. I hate it. And you'll see if you watch my videos, a lot of times that's how I use them. Effective, usually. So those are all the ways you use the tools. The items that you can use at the bottom of the D-pad aren't like super important. They can kind of help, but there's no real tech you can do with it. The only real tech you can do with them is like short hopping with it. You see them do that a lot. And it's not a real reset. Some characters can reset with it, but it's not like a real reset like the paper bomb does.